I'm talking to myself, but the microphone is off. That's why. It looks like I know. Uh, I'm a little bit flustered here. It's okay. Lots of things getting in the way of a successful stream today. But we're going to do it anyway. We're going to have a stream. And it's going to be fine, with or without a theme song. I promise you the theme song was actually very good. But the microphone was off, so we'll never know for sure. Okay. I have these things on the screen to show you today because something has broken. Something has broken from an update. And I'm sure you're all familiar with this idea. You've probably seen this happen before. Something is broken. I upgraded. It's time to downgrade, except, oh, we've done like a major version or something, and now upgrades are the only possibility. There's no possibility of downgrade. So we actually need the bug to be fixed upstream. Which, of course, since we're practitioners of GitOps on this channel, we all know is very easy to accomplish through a rollback. And depending on how your automation is configured, you might even choose to roll back by making a new release with a newer version number that's higher than the old version number, so that people get opted into the new release automatically without this. The latest release being broken would be a bad thing, because all the people who download it, will experience the broken behavior. So what's broken for me is this used to be a lot faster. And if I switch to the other screen, I think we can still see. Let me make sure I don't have any passwords on the other screen before I go forward here. I think we can still see on the other screen that things are actually, at 60 frames per second, like we'd expect them to be. I'm using a display link. You can see here, this is the display link manager. Oh, and it shows some other things too. I've never seen this part of the menu. I guess this is because I am streaming that we get to see this. That's pretty cool, actually. Presenter overlay? Wow, I have to explore this later. That's really cool. I also just upgraded to the latest version of Display Link Manager, so I can see that it's not a problem that they've already fixed. So we're not going to talk about Display Link for the entire show today. If you looked at the title of this video, it is not about anything about Display Link. It is about an emergency maintenance thing, and we're typically doing emergency maintenance when we need to do one of these rollbacks. That has been my experience, and that's going to be our experience today. So I did say this was going to be a stream without narration, but I do want to provide the context so people can understand what we're looking at and why we're rolling something back, and what else you can do if you didn't like the rollback. Let me get this stuff out of here. That's not anything. I'm going to have to trim that out. That's personal stuff. Sorry. I don't think there's anything I can't share in there. But that's not for you anyway. Let's see. Okay. This stuff. So, the VSCode extension here, and we need the, we're going to need these things. Don't need that. Don't need that. Get this stuff out of here. Yes, we're on stream. Don't need Zoom either. So we're talking about VS Code, and we're going to see some broken stuff here, I think, because we've gotten the reports of the broken stuff, and we've previously reproduced the broken stuff to the extent that... Alright, so we can see we are connecting to my Kubernetes cluster automatically. And maybe it's not great that that happens when we haven't clicked on anything. We probably would like to wait until we've actually clicked on the GitOps extension to do that. But when we load it, things come up pretty quickly because we've got this new... Oh, and there's a lot of things on this cluster. Maybe we want to use a different one that looks a little bit cleaner. Things, I'm not sure what triggers the bug, but we know that it's from having upgraded. So we're in the upgraded state right now. We've got two new versions that don't mix. The VSCode release from December and or November. I guess their last update, it says it was in November. But version 1.8.5 came out. Isn't there a newer one than this? What are we running now? 1.8.5.2. So one of these releases broke some functionality that we had not released yet. So no one can really be blamed for this. Well, we could be blamed because we're using a private API, I guess. It's not documented. So probably the blame comes on us for releasing this at all. But it's a nice feature. And it's going to go, it's not going to get axed completely. It's going to go into the preview, what do you call it? If you go to the extension, pre-release build. Okay, so this is the GitOps Tools for Flux extension. And we can install another version. You see we do a lot of pre-releases here. All right. So one of these is the correct version to roll back to. I think 0.24.3. So we should see the bug before we fix the bug one way or another. But I also want to make sure you see the working thing without the bug. That would be great. Because once we roll back, we won't have the new feature anymore. This new feature. We do need a cluster with a few more things on it here. Let's see if we can find one. To trigger the issue, I suspect we will be able to trigger the issue relatively easily. Are we already triggering the issue? I'm not sure. I think we need to inspect the cluster to find out, are we looking at the cluster or is the thing hung? Oh, there's workloads. That might help. Yeah, oh, this is not great. The UI just did something weird. Whatever you saw, I saw. That has nothing to do with streaming. That's, yeah, this is the bug. So if you've been experiencing this, I apologize. We're going to roll back so that we don't have this anymore. But do know that if you downgrade your VS Code to the October release, then you will see something really nice instead of this, because this is not what we released, not what we intended to release, at least. Let's see. I think I did download this already, but we're going to download it again. Now, I'm not really sure how to pin the VS Code release back, so we're going to roll back the VS Code release on our local machine just to show you what the feature was supposed to look like first. And then, warning, the stream something. What is wrong? Are we losing frames? Maybe just a few. Sorry, you can't see that error, but I see a warning message here, and I'm wondering if the stream is still good or not. Because I can't read the entire text. It just says the tree ... I guess Open Studio. Let's see, where is the studio? Where did it go? I want... Does still say we're live here. Did it go? Well, I guess it's working fine. Whatever that says. So we're going to get to the no narration part soon, but I want to make sure you see the feature. What happened to my downloads folder? Can I just do that? I want this back here. Oh, it's not going to let me do that. There we go. Okay, so it's Mac OS, so all we do is we quit VS Code and we go to wherever we have probably the applications folder. We have a couple of applications folders. One of them has a VS Code. Not this one. Sorry. Excuse me. So because this is Mac OS, we are just going to take that, put it here, replace it with that. Probably accept some prompt, or maybe they have signed, no, it's downloaded from the internet, so they check, do you really want to open this? Of course we do. And then we're just going to avoid upgrading VS Code. But we should be able to see the feature working well without that. Yeah, cool. So we did some live updating here. What's happening is actually this is a tree view, which in VS Code I don't know much about VS Code UI stuff, but my counterpart Joseph does. He built all this, or rebuilt all this, I should say. The original UI used a tree view, was built by a few fellows who preceded us. And anyway, so you can see here lots of stuff, and we're gonna try one of these again. Let's see, customization, my secrets, build failed. I would like to fix that error. Let's see what's going on here. So I think this is the Fleet Infra repo, and it has some secrets in it. Yeah, here they are. And what is the error we got, huh? Building manifests. Secret SOPs GPG not found. Oh, well that's easy to fix actually. First we just need to cat the sops.yaml to see what key we're encrypting with. Then I did not do the thing that the docs say to do, which is to delete the key locally because this cluster comes and goes and I want to be the one that puts the key on it. I need a copy of the key. So key fp equals here. Yep. Sops GPG. This is just from my shell history. And what we should see, we want to see what is the interval of this here. So it's going to run on an interval. I did see it flick here just a minute ago to try again. So if we set this interval to something smaller, or we don't have to set it at all, we could just reconcile manually. Excuse me. Here, let's just see how live it is. Okay. So what you usually want here is a retry interval, so that when it is in a failed state like this, it doesn't wait for interval to try again. But we're just going to run reconcile here. And this is a really nice experience. I'm not sure what they changed in 125 that broke this, but I would like to talk to someone at Microsoft who can help me find out. Or maybe we'll figure it out. It's open source, right? So you don't actually have to call up Microsoft, right? We're not trying to reach the queen herself. I'm sorry, the queen, your homo. She. You know, we don't need to speak to the wizard. We can. We're wizards too. So, yeah, so that is live. And that is the experience you were meant to see. And we're going to put this back in the pre-release branch when we figured out how we can do it safely. Maybe there'll be a feature flag that checks your VS Code version for now, because I think we are going to need to land a change upstream in order to make this a successful fix. Bottom line. But what we can do, like we said, we can roll the change back so that people don't experience that bad thing, and we can also fix it going forward in the pre-release branch, where we can test and see what are the conditions that make this a problem, because we do want our new functionality. We don't want to roll it back, but we are going to roll it back today, and I'm going to do that unnarrated. And I think, see, this is a problem here. I'm not sure how you pin your VS Code version on an old version. That's why I'm not sure how to fix this at all. Probably just tell it not to update. And I bet there's a setting for that. Update. Application update. Update mode. Configures whether you receive automatic updates. Requires a restart after change. None. Now the question is, are we still going to update because we had that setting enabled? Doesn't really matter right now, because like we said, we are going to roll it back, and we're going to want to see that the fix was effective, so we are going to test it on the latest version again. And we did get the update here, so we are on the latest version, so we can proceed with the rollback plan. But first, let's uninstall this extension. Once we confirmed the bug comes back pretty quickly, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be difficult to see that. Yeah, here, it's back. We're hung. That was easy to reproduce. That was a bad change. So we have to roll it back. But not the VS Code release. We're going to roll back our release. And if you've been following this stream, this is public service announcement from our sponsors. Stop breaking shit. To our sponsors, to our potential sponsors, to our community, to our friends upstream and downstream. Hope this message finds you well. Alright, I'm disoriented here, so I'm going to uninstall the extension. Are we going to use VS Code to fix this? I think so. Let me check in with my counterpart and see if he's tuning in or not. Yeah, so he's not going to join me today. We said we were going to do this together, but he's having some fun, so that's good. I'm going to have some fun later. Not too much later, actually. The slopes just opened near us. We got a lot of snow out there. It's a great day to go outside if you like the cold, and I think I do, so. All right. Not sure where I put this. Here we go. It's a Flux project now. Yeah. This was sponsored by Weaveworks. I don't know what that means. Okay, so we have a contributing file that tells us about the dev build. We are going to use the dev build to prove that our update is going to succeed before we try it. And we're going to do some Git wizardry. And this is supposed to be the non-narrated part, so goodbye. Seems like we're dropping critical number of frames. I'm not sure if you can tell. The screen is pretty static, so maybe it doesn't matter. I'm not sure if we're being rate limited. Yes, you heard me right. We're streaming over Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. That's not a great idea. It's probably the internet. I might have to bag the stream before I get to the end, but rest assured we will do this release today, and it will be going out so that users don't have the bad experience. I am going to shut off the stream, though, in case there's someone who needs this bandwidth. It might even be my fault. I don't know. Okay, friends. Thanks for joining us.